Well, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. It is nice to have you here. I've got something that's not really new on the table, but deserves another look. So, a number of months back, we got one of these. This is the Brass Brigade, the Grant Gripper, and I fell in love with this thing. We had one of the prototypes. It was all black with a black blade. These are now available over on the Brass Brigade website. And I got to tell you, at the time that I did that original review, and so this is not really a review, this is kind of an overview and a reminder. I said that this was a contender. Let me try that again. I said this was a contender for my knife of the year. And then we had to give it back. And that made me really sad. And then life happened, right? Now, these are about $330 on the website. That is a lot of money for a knife, but this is a lot of knife. And a few days ago now, I got an opportunity to get one of these, and I did, and I'm really, really glad, and all of my original feelings still hold true. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get a knife, you get really excited about it, then other things happen, you either get one at that time, you get another one, and you think, well... But you know what? This is an excellent pocket knife. Now, $330 is not insignificant, but, you know, I mean... Okay, so they just dropped a whole bunch more of these 229s. These are Riot made. I've had this since 19. This has actually gone on to a different owner and then back to me, so for about 6 months. This has had 2 owners. Anyway, these are, you know, $375. What do you get? Well, you get M390. It's hollow ground. So $330 is not ridiculous for this much knife. And so what do you get? Well, you get M390, a nice thick chunk of it. It is hollow ground. It's this fantastic Warney blade. Very comfortable in hand. Really good usable forward choil. It's got this fantastic frag pattern on it. Nice milled pocket clip that is screwed in from the back, so there's no weird screw showing up here. It's not deep carry, but it's not, you know, ridiculous either. It's good enough. I like it quite a bit. The blade is a box destroying monster. It is very sharp, right? It's plenty pokey in case you need to give somebody a little, you know, move along. It's excellent for daily work tasks. Now, because there is no belly, it's not really ideal for food prep. That is true. But, I mean, except in sort of emergency situations, most of us aren't doing food prep with our pocket knives anyway. Beyond that, I think it's really cool looking. It is running on bearings. It is all titanium. I'll do some basic specs just so we remember what we're talking about. You get just a little under 3 1/4 inches of cutting on just a little over 3 1/2 inches of M390. The grip area from behind where the flipper is hidden here is 3 1/4, but if you add in that forward choil, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost 3/4, 4 1/2 basically, a little over 4 1/2. Lots of room. It's very comfortable. It's very comfortable in this grip. It's very, very good this way. So if you are, like I said, if you're doing like draw cuts or cutting open boxes or packaging or whatever, this is a phenomenal tool for that. The blade is beautiful, right? The hollow grind is done exceptionally well. The grind is perfect. This came used, and you cannot tell. It's got this lovely flat with the fuller ground into it. It's got the deployment hole. Speaking of deployment, for those of you that don't remember, this is a knife with 3, well, technically 4 deployment methods. It has a really low-key flipper tab here, excuse me, that works every time. You can front flip it. You can finger flick it. And you probably, if you had stronger thumbs than I could, thumb flick it, but you can certainly roll it. I like a knife with multiple deployments. Makes me happy. This is one of those. It's got a nice 3/4 length titanium backspacer, which with matching jimping from the frag pattern on it. It's got the logo right here, very low key and very subtle. The blade is totally clean, no billboarding, no marking, right? Except one thing which I thought was very cool. This is number 51. And for those of you that have been paying attention on the channel, you'll know that I turned 51 this year. In fact, I turned 51 at the end of July. So this is number 51, and I am 51, and well, that just makes me happy. We'll do some size comparisons for those of you that did not see the original video. I will post a link to that in the description, along with the link to his website. Here's against the PM2. As you can see, the gripper has just about the same amount of cutting, very similar choil, a little more handle than the PM2. Here it is against the Para 3. Well, you know it's going to be bigger than that, right? And it is, right? It is considerably bigger than than the Para 3. And just for fun, here it is against the Baby Banter. There. So it is a good full-size knife. You know, Grant's just a guy who designed a knife and got it made and did his thing, and he doesn't have like a marketing team. He doesn't have like a company backing him up. Some of these knives, you know, they've been doing this a while. One of the problems with a knife like this is that when this landed, it really inspired and spiked interest, and the first run sold out pretty quickly, but in the time it took for that to happen and then the next batch to arrive, a bunch of other stuff happened, right? The knife industry moves really fast, particularly the online knife community moves really fast. And so I wanted to make this video because these are available right now and I didn't want them to be forgotten. So that's really what this is. $330 is not an insignificant amount of money, but you start spending that kind of money and you're going to have the knife a while and they're going to hold up. I mean, you know, I showed, this is my 229. I said this actually went to another owner for a while and they came back to me and I got it used in the first place in 19, or at least I got it from somebody else. And I got a little mark on the blade right here, but I'm going to have this knife forever. This is one of those. It is comfortable, it is aggressive looking and yet totally usable. It carries in the pocket exceptionally well. If you were thinking about one of these and in the meantime have spent your knife money on a bunch of other things, I get that, that's what happens, but my suggestion, if this interests you, is to get one. It's a great knife. It really is good. Now, if you like a lot of belly, then this probably isn't the knife for you. I get that. But I wouldn't sleep on this if I were you, just because I think you'd regret it. I know that I wanted one when they first came out. But you guys know, right? There's been trials and tribulations and realities, and most of the knives that I get these days, I have to get through trade or through other arrangement, and because money's real, I get that, but if you've been thinking about one of these and you have the ability, do it. You will not be disappointed in this knife. It is very cool, very interesting, and yet still, as I keep saying, completely useful. One of you, well, you know, I mean, the way this blade is shaped, it's great for draw cuts, it's great for push cuts, it's great for, you know, slices. Again, it's really pokey because of that Warney blade. If you want to, you know, I mean, whatever. It's just a really good cutting tool. And that's where I'm going to leave this. Like I said, this is not a full review. The review will have the link in the description. You can find a link to the original review. If you want all the details like blade thickness and weight and all that stuff, go check that video out. But I just wanted to put this back up in front of people. I think it's a shame that it seems to have lost some of its spark. And part of that is because, you know, particularly if you're on Instagram or Facebook or any of the social media apps, there's a new knife every 20 minutes. It's true, and I'm happy about it, man. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But it does mean that our attention span, which was short already, tends to be even shorter. So I just wanted to bring this back out and put it in the light and let you guys know that these are out there right now on his website. So if you're interested, follow the link in the description, take a look. If you're not, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Grant Gripper. Maybe it's inspired you to at least think about one or think about something you like or don't like. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments below. If you do like it, let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, I have a Grant Gripper, and that makes me really happy. we're going to leave it there. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.